Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name is Bob, I'll be your host. And in this video, we're going to look at some more alternative miniatures for your role-playing game. Now, I am a Transformers fan, some might have noticed, so it was only a matter of time before I came to this group of alternative miniatures for your role-playing game. If you're playing a Transformers game, or any other game with robots or mecha in it, these would be ideal for your game. And of course, we're going to look at some mini Transformers. Now, I've got a bunch of them, so I've broken them up into several videos, like I did with those Star Wars figurines I had. And the first group we're going to look at is the smallest group I put together, which are actual Micromaster Transformers from the G1 toy line. Now, in G1 you had several subgroups within the Transformers and different teams. You had the Autobot cars, you had the Seekers, you had Constructicons, Insecticons, you had Pretenders, Target Masters, Power Masters, Action Masters, and of course what we're going to look at today, Micromasters. Now, I thought about including some of the Nebulons that came with the Headmasters and Target Masters and Power Masters, but I decided to not include those because they just transform into heads or guns and so forth, and most of them really don't stand up on their own. And I also thought about including some of the robotic companions that came with the Action Masters, and there were some neat ones, but again, I didn't bring those out because I'm not sure what box I put them in. And these ones that we're going to look at are all Micromasters from my childhood. So these are all antiques pretty much. And you could probably still find these to buy at a flea market or online or something, but they might be a little expensive given how old they are. And let's get at it and look at some of these alternative miniatures for your Transformers or other robotic game. The first one we're going to look at is this guy right here. And the Micromasters came in packs of 4, and they usually were themed. So this guy would come in a set of different cars, and they're kind of neat for what they are. Not much articulation other than the arms, and you can kind of bend their knees. They will also go into a sitting position, so that way they could fit into the little vehicles they made for the Micromasters. And the neat part about using these as miniatures is they have very simple transformations. You just put his arms at his side, flip up his hood, and bend the knees. And then you have a little car. So you can have him in his robot mode or his alt mode on your game board. And the next one we're going to look at is another car. And I'm not sure if he came in the same set or not. I don't have any of the full sets anymore, because like I said, these have been in a box for years. And the weird part about the articulation in these is when you put the arms forward, he goes right into hug mode. So they have a hug me mode, so you can be really friendly in your Transformers game. Like I said, very simple transformations. Flip the hood down, put the arms at the side, and fold the feet up. And you have another little car. Depending on what mode you want your Transformer to be in. And this is the last little car we have. And he didn't fare as well as some of the others. He's really loose. But he does go into the hug me mode. And you just flip the hood up, put the arms at the side, and bend the knees. And you're ready to be in alt mode on your game board. Now we're going to look at one of the jets. This guy I'm pretty sure was a Decepticon. And I don't have any of the others from his pack. And he does the full hug me. But I also have a modern interpretation of him that came out in the Titans Return line, I believe it was. So we'll look at that when we get to it. But this is the G1. And for him, put the arms at the side, flip the wings down, flip the nose forward, and then bend the legs back at a weird angle. And he is a very cool jet. So you can have him flying through on your game board. And the next one we're going to look at is a combat vehicle who also goes into the hug me mode, which is weird to get a hug from a military vehicle. But to transform him, you just put the arms at the side, flip the feet back, and lower the gun. And his cannon swivels. Doesn't go all the way around, that's about as far as it goes. But now you have a tank for your game board. And I got one other from his set, which is this guy. He's also pretty loose. But he has an extreme hug me mode with very long arms. And for him, you just put his arms at the side, flip the front of the vehicle back, and then put the feet up, which are now your missile launchers. So you have another military vehicle. And I have modern interpretations of these two that came out with the Titans Return. And they came in a 2-pack together. And we'll look at those when we get to them. The last one I got is a duplicate. I have 2 of this guy. This guy is special though. He came by himself as a character, but he came with a base for the Micromasters. And the way we got these was, the reason I got 2 was when they went on clearance near Christmas. And so my mom was able to buy one of these sets for each of us kids. So we had 4 different Micromaster missile bases. And somehow I wound up with 2 of them after all these years. But his transformation is pretty simple. You move his arms, fold his legs back, put the little dish forward, and the arms, you can either put them as guns pointing forward for combat, or you can put them back like some kind of exhaust if you want. So he's pretty cool. And this guy, if you'll notice, he's got these foil stickers on him. At the time he came out, Hasbro had gone very cheap with the Transformers, and all the stickers and labels and decals for their characters were these paper stickers. Somehow he made it by that and got the foil ones. And you ask anybody who collects Transformers from back then, and they'll let you know the foil stickers were far superior. So those are all of the Micromasters I have from G1, which, because of their size, would be great to use as miniatures for your tabletop role-playing game. And their transformation means that you can use them in either mode, and they'll still fit on your game table easily. And like I said, I got a lot of these small-sized Transformers that we'll look at in other videos, and I've had to break them up because I've got so many. But this was the smallest set I put together out of all of them, because it's just the Generation 1 Micromasters, and I don't have very many of those. And like I said, you could probably find these online to buy, and maybe at a flea market or something, get them secondhand. But I'm not sure what the prices are on any of these, or what they would be. So you'll have to kind of look that up yourself if you wish to use these for your tabletop role-playing game as miniatures. But I do know every now and again you can find at different places some knockoffs of these at varying qualities, and it just depends on what you're looking for and what suits your needs. And I don't remember any of their names, but you don't need to know these guys' names because you're going to be using them as representations of your players' characters and other NPCs they'll run into. So you can give them whatever name you need for your game. And you can even paint them up if you want to match what you need for your game. So anyway, thank you for joining me at looking at these alternative miniatures for your tabletop role-playing game. And hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.